Well, hi there, and a warm, radiant hello to you, Strategist listeners. Isn't it just magnificent outside? Look at that sun through the trees. Look at your neighbors. They're waving happily at you as you shovel their walk. Yeah, because you're helping, and of course they're at home watching heated rivalry, because that's the only thing that gives them purpose in life. Anyways, look at the unity in our political discourse. The notwithstanding clause, that definitely wasn't used to override your basic rights this year. Nope, not even once. It just sat there on the shelf, dusty, forgotten. And more importantly, you. Look at you. Your blood pressure, it's great. It's resting at a cool 110/70, I imagine. You haven't clenched your jaw in a while reading a post-media op-ed in 6 months. And your wallet, I'm sure it's bursting. Your oil sand stocks are probably doing so well. You're welcome. Probably also doing fine with those tariffs. And wait, is that you by a fire? You look rested. Probably saying to yourself, wow, things are great before the water wars start. What a lovely, stress-free life you lead. It'd be a shame if it really, set in. So grab your kids, grab your lukewarm, inflation-adjusted, no-name eggnog, and grab whatever hope you briefly felt when Mark Carney rolled up his sleeves, and now burn it all. Because it's time for the better late than never Strategist Holiday Spectacular, brought to you by Flair Airlines. And welcome, Shannon Phillips, Annalise Klingbeil, and Stephen Carter. What a glorious post-holiday it is.
The whole gang is here.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Indeed. Stephen Carter, how did you celebrate Orthodox Christmas?
Like I celebrated Christmas by barely being aware of it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Shannon, Orthodox Christmas, that is the holiday of choice on the show, if you were not aware. And you celebrated how?
Orthodox working, which is how I celebrate every holiday. Yeah.
Okay, and Annalise, same question to you.
Skiing. Always skiing, Zain.
Okay.
How we
Orthodox
celebrate.
skiing is
Orthodox
that is how
skiing,
we celebrate.
Obviously.
Listen, I'm wasting no time. We have our first segment. It is the segment that predicts the future. It is bulletproof. It is the pre-flight security screening, also known as How White with Stephen Carter. For those of you that have not been part of the show before, this is our holiday spectacular. Welcome. We're not wasting any time. We get straight to the main event. For 12 years now, I think 13, Stephen Carter, this has been the single most accurate way to predict the weather and how white we're going to have this winter. We determine how white Stephen Carter is, and that tells us how white of a white Christmas we're going to have going forward. The way this works, Stephen Carter, is we have 10... No, I'm going to read. You have to do this. We have to do this every year. I will allow... You know what? Before I get into the rules, I will allow your 30 seconds of protest before I make the decision I have already made. Go ahead.
Every year, we begin the podcast, the Holiday Spectacular, by humiliating me. And we have so many other people we could humiliate. We could humiliate Shannon. We could humiliate Annalise. We could even humiliate you, Zain. Why is it always me? Why
I feel like you hang yourself with the rope that is provided. I gave you 30 seconds to protest. Instead, you said, every year I choose not to learn about culture that is not white. Instead of doing my homework, I feel like this is an embarrassment. Carter, you've revealed yourself once again, hanging yourself with the rope I'm providing you. Here's how this works. Stephen Carter, we're doing it. There's a person of color that is the response to 10 questions that Annalise and Shannon have. They will alternate back and forth. Stephen Carter has to guess the answer. This is a person in our politics, could be Canadian or American politics, or a person in broader pop culture. Here's how the scoring works. Every person, as I mentioned, is a person of color. If Carter knows the name, he gets 0 points. That's good. You get nothing. So if you know, you get nothing, Carter. So I've changed it up this year. If you fail, which I think is the more likely scenario on each of these questions probabilistically, you get 1 white point. The lower the score, the whiter the Christmas. Okay, Carter? So here we are.
This is great. So I'm
Okay,
aiming
I'll
for
keep
something
score.
below 10.
You got to just try to get one. I think there's a couple you will be able to get. I really believe in you, Stephen Carter. I will be scorekeeper for this first segment, and we'll start with Shannon and then Annalise back and forth.
Oh, great.
Zain wrote the questions. Yeah,
that's right.
We're reading
I've
the
given them the
questions
questions.
Zain wrote.
Yeah, that's good. They're participating in what could be classified, if anyone other than myself did this, without my pigmentation, a hate crime. So Stephen Carter, please go ahead. Yeah.
Did either of you, when you were tasked with this, think this was unfair?
Yes.
Or
don't say no. God, don't say that. Shannon
They're
thought
difficult questions.
Shannon thought it was hard.
Carter.
They're
hard.
Annalise didn't comment, which I meant she got 10 out of 10.
They're hard.
Which means that I have more whiteness points than Annalise. All right. Question one.
I know it's coming, and I never study.
Should probably pay attention to a non-white culture at some point over the course of the year. This Calgary Conservative MP of Punjabi background kept his seat in 2025 and remained one of the party's loudest voices on cost of living and immigration.
Calgary MP?
Yes.
Yeah, this is why I'm Calgary MP.
You have to say an answer, Carter.
Name a Calgary
have to
Punjabi
say
MP
answer.
that you know for any points. But
I'm not real good with the Conservative MPs.
oh,
It's not,
okay. Is it the Conservative MPs or the Punjabi MPs that you're not good with?
I mean, both apparently. Okay.
Jim Carter, do you want to take a guess?
I want to Google Calgary MPs, but I'm afraid that I'd get it wrong even if I did. So I'm going to go with Jamil Javani.
He's not Calgary. It is, in fact, Jaswant Singh Hallan, who is
I don't
also...
even know that name.
You can be forgiven, Carter, because normally people, who pay attention to politics would know who the opposition finance critic is. But this is a man who didn't even get to talk to the media and get permission from his leader to talk to the media on budget day this year. So
wow, partisan swipe and like defense by Shannon at the same time.
Thank you
I like
That's
it.
right.
Very
That's
good.
right. You're welcome.
Very good, Shannon.
Anyway,
Annalise, I'm
you
turning
should
the
still
reins
know
over
who
to
he
you.
is. You should still know
I
who he
agree.
is.
Thank you.
Okay.
The last part of Shannon's statement I agree with. Alrighty.
Question 2. It's a culture one, Stephen Carter. This
Sure.
Houston rapper and cultural force spent 2025 doubling down on independence, holding onto her masters, and refusing respectability politics. Carter, do not say Cardi B.
Do not say Cardi B.
Who is it?
I mean, you lost me at rapper. I have no clue. Houston?
Nope. Megan Thee Stallion.
Really? That's a person?
Yes.
Stephen Carter, you have the current tally is 2 points.
That's good.
You were getting
Shannon,
points. See, Carter,
let's
this is
pick
this
up
is
the
how you
pace.
keep feeling good. This is how we keep pace. You
Let's go
get
fast.
points while doing nothing. Shannon, over to you. This one, Carter, you should get.
This turbaned federal party leader spent the entire year trying to prove his party is relevant in a minority parliament while reminding Carney that renters vote too.
Jagmeet Singh.
Very good.
You got one.
Wow.
Stephen Carter, correct. 0 points accumulated on that one.
Thank you.
Okay, question.
Ellie, should we go back to the rap? I think we should.
Of course. Question 4, a culture one. This Compton rapper's 2025 output defined the year's mood. His lines about not faking humility were quoted in the House of Commons by a conservative backbencher.
This is another cultural
Okay, I
one.
thought you were frozen. Yes, Carter.
I also thought you were
no,
frozen. You have to say words, Carter.
A Compton
Think of
rapper.
the most famous rapper, Carter. Think of
Eminem.
Jesus Christ, he chooses the
Yes.
Question 4, Carter gets 0 points. I know, Carter, you do get points. This is the third point that you have accumulated. We are well on our way.
Who was that?
Kendrick
Who was
Lamar.
it?
We're on question 5.
Kendrick Lamar. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know that name. Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next
Shannon,
question.
back to you.
He made history as the first black Speaker of the House of Commons and spent 2025 trying to keep the Carney Poilievre shouting matches from violating standing orders. He's also a very nice man.
He is a very nice man. His name is escaping me at this particular moment. This is so unfair.
It's not unfair.
This one
This
is not unfair. You should
This
know
was-
the
this
name
was
of the speaker.
You got Jagmeet Singh, which I'm happy.
I
for.
should get this one. This one I should be able to get. And I'm
Okay,
just
I'll give you the point I'll give you the no points technically because that's what we're doing. I'll give you the no points for either half of his name.
this should be so easy.
Yeah.
It's the stress. It's the stress that gets you.
It's
You
just,
know?
I think it's a lack of preparation.
You gotta study, Carter.
I can't. I didn't. Always forget that this is coming. I always forget that I'm going to get humiliated. I can't remember his name. I can see his face. Give me the
Describe his
initials.
face. Describe his face.
GF.
GF.
His face is fire.
I don't think I'll be doing
Carter.
that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to skip
Then
that.
you can picture his face. That's such a cop-out, Carter.
Carter, is it the same or different shade than Eminem? His face.
I'm going to
Just
skip
there.
over this. I'm going to say that I can't get it. Is it Greg?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Greg Fergus, Stephen Carter.
I was going to say Ferguson, but my friend who's white is named Greg Ferguson. And I thought, I'm going to get in trouble on that one.
Stephen Carter, what are we doing? Shannon, it's your call on this one. Do we want to give him the lack of point or not?
Give me the point, or give me the lack of point.
I think we should give him the lack of point because,
Stephen Carter.
I have sympathy for just not being able to remember things.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm very old.
Question 6 is another culture one.
Oh, God.
Your favorite. This South African artist, known for her blue hair and self-described future ghetto funk, had one of the most praised records of the year. Take a swing, Carter.
There's an artist with blue hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
South African artist with blue hair.
A South African. Shakira.
No, wrong.
It's not Shakira. Stephen Carter.
Shakira. Moonchild Finelli.
4 points.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, that doesn't even count. Come on.
Shannon,
no
back
one
to you.
Zain
We
rolled
are
the
my
questions,
age is
man.
going to know that.
No.
7th question, Shannon Phillips.
This Haitian-Canadian Liberal was elected in Papineau in 2025, taking Justin Trudeau's old riding and instantly becoming a power player in the Quebec caucus. She is also in cabinet. I'm going to give you
As a health minister, that is correct. We'll give you even that, Stephen Carter. Excellent. Does not make a difference.
Wow. Okay. Very
Health
good.
minister. I should know the health minister.
Yeah, that's a true fact. Anyway, it's Marjorie Michel. We award you points.
Stephen Carter, 7 questions in, 5 points. We've already hit the threshold.
Okay, I'm going to nail these
Okay.
last 3.
You got
Here
3
we go.
left.
This
Question 8.
This is where the stress melts off.
Yeah.
There's no
You're
stress
fine.
anymore. White Christmas is guaranteed.
Don't
Okay.
do another culture
It is
one,
another
Annalise.
culture one.
Yeah,
Thanks,
this is
Zain.
so good. So I've given these
See
analysts
how
an alternate
politics, culture. There's a pattern going on. He is the men's creative director at Louis Vuitton. He co-chaired the Met Gala, and he turned black dandyism into the look of 2025. He is also seemingly ageless.
RuPaul.
Good guess,
Good
actually.
guess, though.
No.
This is good guess.
Wrong.
That's a terrible guess. Terrible
Wrong.
guess. Shannon, you are not one to say good guess. Terrible guess.
How's that a terrible guess? Black dandyism is probably not going to be in my cultural, literary,
That
You
is
think I don't know
not-
that? You think I do not know this?
Zain wrote the
not
questions,
false look.
Carter.
Who's the
It
answer?
was Pharrell Williams. I don't know why you keep asking for who the answer is. 'Cause
Williams.
You're not.
Pharrell. God, oh my God, this is embarrassing for
That-
everyone.
That was my fault.
Pharrell.
Yeah, that
He's
was
the guy who sang the song, right?
Yes,
Yes,
the
it
guy
is.
who
Sings
sang
the
the
song.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, I think Carter should get the next 2. What do you, Shannon and
Yeah.
Annalise? I feel like this,
Go
we wanted to
easy
end on a
for
strong
the
note. So
last
Stephen
one.
Carter, we've done 8 questions. You've got accumulated 6 points. These are questions 9 and 10, starting with Shannon and then Annalise again.
This South Asian Alberta NDP MLA, an effective critic on kids' rights and education, topped the, quote, best of Alberta politics list this year.
Is it Irfan?
Carter.
No, who is it?
Rocky.
Rocky
Pancholi.
Pancholi. Okay. Well,
Excellent. Yeah, that's good.
I got
So we're-
confused when you said South Asian, but I thought immediately Southern Alberta. It's my fault that I didn't think it all the way through. I didn't listen close enough to the question.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
At least I can pronounce her name now. There's some significantly
That's right.
ahead.
Maybe it was last year or the
It
year
wasn't
before.
last year. It was 2 or 3 years ago.
It was
now.
pretty bad. We should run the tape if we have it.
No, we're
of
not
Stephen
running
Carter.
the
We
tape,
should
Hax.
definitely run
Move
the tape.
on. Let's go.
of Stephen Carter butchering that one. I think Racky's been an answer every single year. You're getting incrementally better.
I'm getting incrementally better.
Okay.
Final question. It's a politics one. This Cree and French Métis MLA from Edmonton West Henday was the breakout star of the legislature for his work on Indigenous justice and the sovereignty fight. We said where he's from. Carter.
We'll give you NDP MLA as well.
Well, of course it's an NDP
Okay,
MLA.
well, I don't know. I don't know. You're fucking saying of course. Some of these are slam dunks, I would say.
Cree,
They're not slam
French,
dunks. This isn't
Métis,
about-
Edmonton West Henday. Come on, Carter.
Stephen Carter.
Would you have gotten this
call
when
it-
you read this, or did you have to Google the answer?
I would have gotten
This
the
one,
last two.
this one, I would have gotten.
Yeah.
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 Stephen
Okay,
Carter.
well, I can't.
Just
Merry
passing.
Christmas, everybody.
Just
It will be another
passing.
white Christmas. Fuck.
Brooks Arcan Paul, Stephen Carter.
Oh,
you, my friend, got Jagmeet Singh right.
Yes, I did.
and Greg Fergus. Was that it? Is that what happened
You
here?
only got the Greg part of that, and it
I
took a
think we
long
got
time.
Crushed. I got
Stephen
crushed.
Carter.
This is the worst performance I think I've ever done.
The culture
pretty
ones
good.
were very difficult.
They were hard.
I will
Yeah.
give you that.
That's
Although
true. If you were
Kendrick
not
was
into the rap
easy.
game, Carter.
Yeah.
They were difficult.
I
Okay,
don't.
friends.
Well, I mean, I got Eminem. I mean, that's got to count for something.
you got something there.
I named a rapper.
Oh
I mean-
my God. Okay, let's get everyone into the mix. We're moving on to our next segment. Our next segment, our Flair Airlines delayed response of the year. I am going to give you 5 things that happened, 5 political parties, 5 political figures. You are going to give me, in a very simple fashion, who you think the most delayed response of the year belongs to. So, your list includes Jagmeet Singh not calling an election when Trudeau was still around. You have Mark Carney on his major projects file. You have Pierre Poilievre on his lack thereof or slow pivot to Trump, whatever you want to call it, during the election. You got Trudeau's slow response for leaving, and then you got the Ontario Liberals' slow response for getting their act together before Doug Ford calls his snap election. Jagmeet Singh not taking down the government. Mark Carney on major projects. Pierre Poilievre on a Trump pivot. Trudeau not leaving, or the Ontario Liberals. Annalise, can I start with you? For you,
Yeah, what are we saying?
What is your delayed? Which one of these 5 is your delayed response of the year? Which one would you crown as is the best of the worst?
Oh, the best of the worst. Poilievre. He like a year ago in 2 weeks, they were like 30 points ahead. And look at where we are now. Poilievre.
Annalise chooses Pierre Poilievre. Shannon, can I go to you between Jagmeet, Carney, Poilievre, Trudeau, and the Ontario Liberals? Who are you choosing?
Oh, it's got to be Poilievre. I mean, if you listen to the Holiday Spectacular last year, which I had the misfortune to do over the course of this week, you will find several references from from everyone about how Pierre Poilievre was going to be Prime Minister. A more spectacular bedshit we have not seen in Canadian politics in some time. And he's just underlined it yet again with his response to Venezuela, in which he's congratulating Donald Trump. The man has learned nothing.
But can we just clarify? Was it us who shit the bed, or was it Pierre?
Poilievre.
Because you left that kind of hanging.
No,
And
Poilievre.
it felt like it was us who shit the bed. when you
Absolutely not.
It
Everybody
seemed like
was.
armchair quarterback of last year's
No.
Holiday
I
Spectacular.
mean, everybody was predicting Pierre Poilievre was going to be
Everyone
next
was.
Prime Minister.
But I can't
so
tell
I don't
you-
feel like that's an us
It's
problem.
not on you. It's not on
No.
you. I'm saying that everyone.
Someone is sensitive after.
A little sensitive right now. A little sensitive.
No, Carter, on that one you were right. On like literally everything else in the Holiday Spectacular, you were wrong. But on this, you were absolutely right.
Well, let me tell you something. I mean, you guys being wrong on Pierre Poilievre is another thing. Jagmeet Singh gave up everything by not forcing an election, by doing this ridiculous deal with the Liberals, which basically took his caucus and made them a part of the furthest left Liberal Party that we've ever seen. Jagmeet Singh wins the award this year for the most delayed response. Congratulations to Flair Airlines.
Oh, indeed, congratulations to Flair Airlines. And Carter, thank you for mentioning that, because this does bring us to our sponsor block, where, of course, we talk about our sponsors. This episode exclusively available on Microsoft Zune, as we talk about Carter, the only platform that understands our demographic. And, of course, Flair Airlines. There's a difference between going and getting somewhere. Carter, let's move it on to our next segment. This is our rare perfect landing. And this is a rare year because, as part of Flair Airlines' rare perfect landing, we actually had a unicorn landing, which I'm not going to let you choose. So there are 4 options on the table. The unicorn landing of the year was Mark Carney's election win. That is too low-hanging fruit for you to go. So I'm going to take that, put it in its glass case, and memorialize it as it should be. Okay. But I'm going to give the 3 of you 4 other rare perfect landings, and you have to tell me which one takes the cake for you. Which one is the best of the year? Number 1, Doug Ford's early election call. Number 2, CUPE and their public relations fight against Air Canada. Number 3, Thomas Lukaszuk here in Alberta and the Forever Canadian petition drive. Or number 4, Danielle Smith and her credit on the pipeline pivot and making pipelines more popular and getting a deal from the Liberals. So I got Ford, I got QP in Air Canada, I got Lukazik in Forever Canadian, and I got Danielle Smith in Pipelines. Carter, can I start with you? Of those four, not including Mark Carney, in that glass case as we mentioned, which are you choosing as the Flair Airlines rare perfect landing of 2025?
I think it has to be Thomas Lukazik in the Forever Canada petition. The collective weight of the podcast was against him by saying that there was no way.
Primarily you, but yes, that's the
You
collective
owe
weight.
an apology.
You can call yourself the collective weight. Yes.
Annalise and Shannon were right there agreeing with me.
You need to apologize to Thomas.
Yeah, do you want to do that now?
I've had lunch with Thomas where I have apologized to him. He laughed and said something along the lines of, like your fucking predictions matter. That was hurtful.
That's the appropriate response.
Yeah. Thomas Lukazik to me is the rare perfect landing from Flair Airlines.
No, I'm intrigued that you chose that. Shannon, can I turn it over to you? You got the same four on the board. Which one are you picking?
Well, I think if there's a play of the year, it's that one. But I'm going to choose QP and the Air Canada strike because we never see this. In the sort of 30 years that I've been watching politics and somewhat adjacent to the labor movement, you so rarely see, in fact, you never see it. Number one, that people had heard about it. A labor dispute, and number two, that people were overwhelmingly on the side of the workers. And I think it's a credit to the everlasting shittiness of Air Contempt that they have, essentially alienated 80% of their customer base and Canadians. That we take no pride in that particular company. That people remember them getting bailed out during COVID and all the rest of it. And that people have had enough of sort of the inequality of right now. And QP landed the communications perfectly. Also pretty rare, like if we're all being honest, from unions. They usually find a way to, either wrap the message up in gauze or make it too technical or whatever. There's a kind of two poles of a communications fail, but they did neither. They hit Air Canada where it hurt, and it worked. And, the Carney government walked right into the trap.
One for QP and Air Canada. We got one for the Forever Canadian petition. Annalise, are you breaking the tie or are you going your own way?
I'm breaking the tie. Before Carter said it, I was going to say Lukazik as well. It was he had a big hill to climb, and he did it, and he got a lot of media. He had his RV, his face, even his name. A year ago, there was a lot of Albertans who wouldn't have remembered him from his previous political career and who he was, and he's just been out there, and he got the signatures, right? And a lot of people, including Stephen Carter, thought that there was no way he could, and he did it.
And you, I mean,
I don't know if you're remembering that correctly, Carter.
None of you wanted to choose Doug Ford?
No.
For jump. No. Well, why did that? To me, was I wrote this, Doug Ford was the obvious answer. And none of you chose it. That would have been my pick, 100%.
No, I mean, because his opposition, no shade to my friends in the ONDP and certainly no shade to my non-friends in the OLP, but both opposition parties were kind of wrapped up in a ball of hair by then. They were not ready for an election, despite it being telegraphed since, essentially September 2024 that one was going to happen. They couldn't find a way around the Trump discourse, right? And couldn't find a way in. And part of that is they hadn't seeded the ground effectively on the right issue set, whether that was adjacent to Trump, whether it was affordability or healthcare. So no, it was no surprise to me that he pulled it off. In fact, what was a surprise, he didn't pull it off bigger. At the time of the election, people were saying, oh, he's going to get 100 seats, yada, yada. He did not get 100 seats. So,
yeah, pretty much got what he was at with another 4-year refresh of his mandate. Okay, let's move it on to our next segment. This one, Stephen Carter, we've also done in the past. It's not our eulogies just yet for those listening. That is coming shortly. This next segment is the Flair Airlines, whose middle seat would you rather be in? Remember this, Stephen Carter? I give the two of you, across 4 questions here, a pairing. I ask you, who would you rather be sitting in a shitty middle seat? 2 people who may not have had a great year. Shannon, best way to start is to get started. Pierre Poilievre or Justin Trudeau? Who would you rather be sitting in a Flair Airlines middle seat today in early January 2026?
Oh, Justin Trudeau, because I would get to ask him all about Katy Perry going to space. And that would be really fun. And then I could hear stories that I would then repeat to my friends about how incredibly untethered from reality that man is. And that would also be fun. And probably remind him of some of his public policy achievements, because public policy was not exactly his forte. I also can't stand Pierre Poilievre. I think he's an unctuous prick. So I would take someone, who's known for his performative nonsense any day of the week.
So Justin Trudeau has a slightly better year than Pierre Poilievre, is what you conclude.
He's dating Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You disagree with that, Zain?
I'm just asking the questions. That's all I do. I only voice my opinion when it comes to Doug Ford. Stephen Carter, middle seat, 2 options. Who had the shittier year, and who would you rather be having in that middle seat? David Parker. That seems like a blast from the past, but it's actually really not. Or Sonia Sharp. Narrowly losing a mayoral election, or narrowly losing your political apparatus and perhaps even power. TBD, I guess, on Parker, unless you disagree. Stephen Carter, middle seat? Who would you rather be?
I'm going to put Sonia Sharp in the middle seat. The joy of the municipal elections primarily rested with me on Sonia Sharp not winning. So I put her in the seat. David Parker, he does feel like a spent political force in the province of Alberta. Someone who used to have the year of the premier, and now, still has a Twitter account or an X account, and that's about it. And so I think that, Thomas Lukaszik's organizing has taken the best organizer in Alberta title away from David Parker.
You think so, hey?
I do. I really do.
Really? That's a category we should bring up, best political organizer. Annalise, the federal NDP or the Quebec Liberals?
What? It's who would I rather put in the middle seat?
The middle seat sucks, and the middle seat especially sucks on Flair Airlines. Who would you want to stuff into that middle seat?
Federal NDP.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So
even
much
above
anger.
the Quebec Liberals. Tell me why.
Look at the year that they had, Zain. Just think,
and potentially the year they're
about
going
it,
to have,
and the year that they're going to have,
and
to the point earlier about what they could have done with an election, or federal NDP. Full stop, period.
Shannon Phillips, I'm going to give you an extra swing because you deserve it.
Also because I didn't understand the question.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. You just have to listen to previous holiday spectacular.
I did.
You did. You did a great job.
Who do you want to stuff into a middle seat, Shannon Phillips? Chuck Schumer, okay?
Yeah.
We're talking American politics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Or anti-MAGA Republicans. Who's had a shittier year that belongs in the middle seat?
Oh, no, the anti-MAGA Republicans are on good ground. Both the Never Trump Republicans and the ones who are America First going up against the who are anti-MAGA but are America First now, like the your Marjorie's Taylor Greene. Those folks are having had a great 2025, both categories of them, or at least by the end, not the beginning. I'm sticking Chuck fucking Schumer in that middle seat. I hope he has to live in it for the rest of his life. Every single time that man talks publicly, he steps on his own dick, and he is just the worst. It's just an object lesson in boomer, go home and retire. Please, these fossils, dragging themselves around Capitol Hill, making decisions they should be allowed to do nothing. They need to go home, drink tea, write checks, start a foundation, whatever you're going to do, but get the fuck out of public life. There. Enough, boomers.
Shannon Phillips, not only did she understand the question, we've unlocked a new level of the Phillips. Excellent work. Folks, it is now time. Stephen Carter, you're familiar. Annalise, Shannon, it is the solemn part of our evening. It is the Flair Airlines annual goodbye from the gate. This year, everyone will say a few words, of course, to begin with, for, I'd say, the most important eulogy, our fallen comrade, Corey Hogan, and then eulogize their assigned tragedies as I have presented them to you. Who shall we start with? Maybe on Corey Hogan, we'll all give our short analogy first. Shannon Phillips, on the passing, the sending off of one Corey Hogan from the Strategists podcast, the Flair Annuals Goodbye from the Gate for Corey Hogan, please.
Friends, listeners, fellow sufferers of Alberta politics, we gather not to mourn the man exactly, but to mark the passing of Corey Hogan, who, like a phoenix made entirely of communications rules and brand guidelines PDFs, has risen from the ashes of podcasting to become a member of Parliament. Corey Hogan, gone from our microphones, forever alive in our corrections. Every time someone uses podium instead of lectern, every time a minor semantic point derails an otherwise good conversation, we'll hear his voice whisper, well, actually, his ghost still haunting the Discord. As Shannon Phillips, his replacement, his understudy, his tragic exception, I must acknowledge the obvious. I will never truly replace him, not because I lack insight or perspective, not because I lack some decades of experience in politics, but because, as we all know, women cannot be strategists or funny or interesting or, God forbid, on podcasts. In all seriousness, though, Corey did possess a rare talent. He could cut through noise, distill complexity, and make politics sound, if not noble, at least like something we should all pay attention to. He made words work hard, then made you feel smart for following along. That is a skill. That is Corey Hogan. So farewell, Corey. May Ottawa treat you kindly. May your caucus buy a proper lectern for your maiden speech. And to the Strategist podcast, we will muddle through, knowing full well that some voices, some pedantic, brilliant, impossible voices cannot really ever be replaced. Rest in peace.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It was
moving.
Good, Shannon. It was
long,
good
but
sad.
moving and appropriate. Shannon Phillips with her Flair Airlines Goodbye from the Gate for one Corey Hogan. Annalise, I will give you the same crack at Corey Hogan.
I wrote some
a
notes.
fallen comrade of the pod.
Corey, 2 middle initials Hogan. Great guy, kind, funny, smart. The first time we ever met in person was on stage at the Strategist Live at the Grand Theatre in April 2023 during the Alberta provincial election. If Corey was here with us today, he would say I was wrong, that we had met before that in person, but I don't remember. I have no recollection. He was the smart one on the podcast. He was the organized one, the one who occasionally sent me money for episodes, something that has not happened since he left the podcast in May.
Said I'd get to it.
People love
Jesus
him.
Christ.
They miss him. He's a man of many
Are we not
skills.
paying women on the podcast anymore? Is that
No.
what's happening, Carter?
I'm wrongly renaming entire neighborhoods to buying bus benches in said neighborhoods. Who else would announce on April Fool's Day, late in the race, that they were running for MP, which resulted in journalists calling me about the press release and asking if it was a joke or not. And now he's on to bigger and better things. He has gone from this podcast, and he's an MP, and he's my MP. May he rest in peace.
Oh, beautiful, moving, accurate, and best of all, unpaid. Thank you, Annalise, for that. Thank you for that wonderful eulogy. For one Corey Hogan, member of Parliament, ex-member of the podcast, Stephen Carter. You've known him the longest. You've hugged him the dearest. The Flair Airlines Goodbye from the Gate for Corey Hogan, member of Parliament, but no longer member of this podcast.
Corey Hogan. Today we stand in memory of Corey Hogan's career. Let's take a moment to consider the tens of thousands, nay, hundreds of thousands of dollars this political animal will forego for the pleasure of being a parliamentary secretary for the rest of his career. Mr. Hogan's career began with his fascination of playing with trucks as a small child. He became a truck driver. Not just any truck driver, he was a big truck driver. Needed a special license and everything. But the lure of politics, the shiny object that would eventually come to destroy his personal net worth, was always strong. Working with both the federal and provincial Liberals, one could be forgiven for thinking that the political bug died when Corey single-handedly marshaled the provincial Liberal Party into oblivion. But after years of making real money through both entrepreneurial and real jobs, Corey was lured back to politics in 2025. This time for good. His life of potential earnings is over. What a waste of an Ivy MBA.
Beautiful. Gold medal winning Ivy MBA, now being devoted to public service. The capitalist Stephen Carter with a beautiful eulogy for his now impoverished friend, Corey Hogan.
Well, he didn't even give me a chance to make any of that money. It was very upsetting. Could have passed some over to us.
He could have, but he never did. Yeah. Very well done. Very moving. We have got further eulogies to go. As folks might be aware, this segment, we talk about the things in our Canadian politics that have died, and we eulogize them. Corey Hogan was the one that everyone covers, but I've got individual ones for Annalise, Shannon, and Stephen. Shannon, can I go back to you? Because I would like to have a eulogy by yours truly, yourself, on the judicious use of the notwithstanding clause. That is now gone, and the Flair Airlines goodbye from the gates for the notwithstanding clause. Shannon, please, if you could take it away.
Friends and former believers in things like the rule of law, we gather here to mourn the tragically premature passing of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, choked to death by the notwithstanding clause. The Charter, for those who remember civics and social studies class, before that too was quietly euthanized, was born of lofty aspiration. Pierre Trudeau, in his flair for constitutional drama, flamboyant high-end gestures, and rose lapels, dreamed of a nation where individual rights weren't playthings for premiers with poll-tested tempers. But alas, lurking in the fine print, right there in Section 33, the fatal compromise. The deal struck with the provinces, who feared that the federal courts would suddenly tell them they couldn't expel or generally harass the citizens they least liked or who were afraid of. Or in the case of the NDP-governed Saskatchewan at the time in 1980, the worry that the federal courts would stop them from nationalizing the potash industry through a backdoor interpretation of private property rights in Section 7. So, at first, the notwithstanding clause slumbered quietly. It'll never really be used, and for a while it wasn't, they said. Our leaders understood that you don't just gut the Bill of Rights in public, you had the manners to pretend shame. But then came a new generation, a golden era of fashy grievance politics, and Alberta stepped forward with great enthusiasm. Behold, I have the constitutional right to ignore your constitutional rights. And so in Alberta today, you can watch a government light the Charter on fire on the grounds that just because you can, you should, punch down and pummel the vulnerable for sport. Next to the Charter lies the rule of law mortally wounded. Want to be recognized as fully human, simple, just pack up your life and walk until your individual liberty means something, again, across a provincial border. So let us mourn, but also acknowledge the replacements that thrive in the Charter's absence, the shameless bile of performative populism, the smug smirk of common sense politics. Rest in peace, dear Charter. You were too principled for this place. And to the rule of law, may your gravestone be engraved with the words, "We once believed, a free and democratic society."
Oh, powerful.
Tears.
Beautiful. I don't see any tears, Carter.
No, I mean, I'm thinking of someone.
Okay,
someone,
thinking of
someone was probably crying somewhere.
Oh, Carter, that's method. Annalise, the Flair Airlines goodbye from the gate for voter turnout. A historic low outside of course, the Carney Unicorn election of voter turnout. Alberta, less than 1 in 3 voters. So many places experiencing low voter turnout. Annalise, take it away.
You got it.
Eulogy on voter turnout.
Picture this. It's the middle of October 2025. I'm waiting in line at my local elementary school gym with my 3-year-olds. And waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting to vote. Waiting for nearly an hour, which is a lot longer than an actual hour when you have a 3-year-old with you. Others gave up. Others did not show up. Here in Calgary, less than 4 out of 10 eligible Calgarians cast a ballot in the October municipal election. Even fewer came out in Edmonton, where turnout was 30%. In February 2025, the Ontario federal election saw the second lowest voter turnout in provincial history. Less than half of Ontario's eligible voters cast a ballot. There is a spot of good news, I guess, maybe. Nearly 70% of eligible voters cast a ballot in the 2025 federal election. That is good, but it is not good enough. It's not 79.4%, which is the number of eligible Canadians who voted in the March 1958 federal election, the highest number ever. And that was nearly 70 years ago. Voter turnout, may you rest in peace.
Oh, beautiful, moving. Carter, as someone who peddles in low voter turnout, any reaction?
No tears.
No tears. No tears whatsoever.
Tears.
Yeah, no tears.
None.
No tears whatsoever.
It was beautifully
Carter,
written, but no tears.
The forgotten but not gone, inevitable conservative majority. It has died. It has died, and it deserves to be eulogized by none other than Stephen Carter. Stephen Carter, the Flair Airlines, goodbye from the gate for the inevitable Conservative Party of Canada majority government.
See, can I just point something out here? You gave me Pierre Poilievre, and it's subtly different than what you just asked me to do. So I'm going to do Pierre Poilievre because
you prepared Stephen Carter.
It's the same but different. And so today we mark the passing of Pierre Poilievre's political ambition, not with silence but with a warning. Like Icarus, he was gifted wings, not of wax and feathers, but of slogans and sound bites. He rose fast, powered by grievance, outrage, and the thrill of being louder than everyone else in the room. And for a while, it worked. The cheers were loud, the cameras followed, the sun felt warm. But Icarus was warned, and Pierre was warned too, that anger burns hot, that mockery has a shelf life, that flying against everything eventually leaves you standing for nothing. Still, higher he went, closer to the sun for his own certainty, until the heat did what heat always does. The wings cracked, the slogans melted, the applause thinned, and down he came, not felled by enemies, but by gravity, the unavoidable pull of reality. Let this obituary note the cause of death plainly: hubris, unchecked ambition, and the belief that volume is the same thing as leadership. May future flyers remember, the sun doesn't care how confident you are, and neither do Canadian voters.
Oh, beautiful. Oh,
yeah.
That's
one I prepared, not the one you asked me for there.
No mention of the actual cause by death by Jenny Byrne, but I like that. It's good. It's good.
That's good. I should have put that in.
No, death by hubris sounds better. More Shakespearean.
Good
job.
That's good.
Good job.
Okay.
Please take that if it could get me sued. Shannon Phillips. The eulogy. The Flair Airlines goodbye from the gate for none other than Justin Trudeau.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to mark the end of an era, the passing of the political life and times of Justin Pierre James Trudeau, Canada's 23rd Prime Minister. We will, of course, remember his flair for the dramatic, the breathlessly dramatic, the rolled-up sleeves, the tearful apologies, the climate change pressers with the emotional range of a soliloquy. The man could milk a photo op who could forget the costume journeys abroad that launched the international use of the cringe emoji. But to be serious, let's talk about the inequality lessening amounts of the Canadian Child Benefit that lifted thousands of people out of poverty, the affordable child care. They boosted health transfers, expanded dental and pharmacare, used federal spending power to target primary care, long-term care for seniors, mental health, which had been ignored by the provinces, brought in the school food program and many other things. Progressives spent years mocking Trudeau as a neoliberal in disguise, but Conservatives love to feminize him as a way to show his incompetence because everyone knows that being feminine is bad. Yet one day, the working class folks with the Fuck Trudeau stickers on their trucks might actually check their bank statements and do some financial planning and find their child benefit, their middle class tax cut, and their working income tax benefit and their carbon tax rebate actually made them far, far better off than they were under Harper. And the grumpy left may realize that he was the first real NDP Prime Minister in spirit, investing in families and workers in ways that Jack Layton would have done as well. Now that he's gone, we might find ourselves missing him, though we will not miss his performativity, his drama teacher delivery, his bullshit focus on games and gimmicks, his brain-melting inability to bully his ever-growing civil service into delivering literally anything on time, his serial ineptitude to talk to Canadians in a language they can understand, his weak-ass little bitch fight-back strategy against an emboldened fasci far-right. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to whatever political party next promises affordable childcare. He'd like that, though that probably means you'll be writing a check to the Phantom NDP.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
So good,
a eulogy
Shannon.
turning into a speech on class warfare.
That's nice.
Which,
That's nice, yeah.
Which is how most eulogies I've attended end up. Shannon Phillips nailing it with the Justin Trudeau eulogy. Annalise, for every man, there is a woman. And that woman has had an extended... Yes, that is actually fact. That is a fact that cannot be criticized. For every man, there is a woman.
And a little bit more.
And a little bit more,
we
yeah.
outnumber them.
Yeah.
Because we're not as dumb
Semantics.
and we live longer. Yeah.
Semantics. Okay. And that woman is one Krista Freeland, whose official goodbye coming up.
It's coming.
But her political goodbye, was had in 2025. Annalise, the Flair Airlines goodbye from the gate for one Krista Freeland.
who speaks 5 languages, has 3 children, was born here in Alberta in Peace River, educated at Harvard, a Rhodes Scholar and acclaimed journalist and author, the first woman in history to serve as Canada's Minister of Finance. Chrystia Freeland. She's been a longtime member of Parliament, first elected in 2013. She's negotiated major trade deals and served for 5 years as Deputy Prime Minister. And she just recently announced she will be stepping down in the coming weeks after she accepted a role advising the Ukrainian president. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Her accomplishments speak for themselves. Let me end with some words from her own father, who she turned to for advice in the summer of 2013 when Justin Trudeau was trying to convince Freeland to run for election. As she told the Ivy School of Business, quote, "At the end of the day, my father was the person who really shaped my decision. He said to me, Canada has given you a lot as a young person in Alberta. You're being offered a chance to help your country. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. But you owe it to Canadians who have been so great to you and supporting you so much to try it." And she did try. She served Canadians as an MP for 13 years. May her political career rest in peace.
Class eulogy by Annalise. No mention of Disney Plus or Larry Summers on Epstein Island. That's a class. That's a classy. That's a classy. Carter. That's class.
Short and sweet.
Okay, that's why I gave it to Annalise, not you. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you would have been all about that backstabbing.
Yeah,
$13.99 a month for Disney Plus. Yeah. Carter, you can have at it, but just see segment 1 for how it might go down related to people of color. This Flair Airlines goodbye from the gate for one, and I know you want to do this desperately, Carter. Jagmeet Singh. You are saying goodbye to Canada's turban prince from politics. What do you have to say?
Zain, some eulogies are centered on a simple phrase, gone but not forgotten. For Jagmeet Singh, he is both gone and forgotten. In fact, based on his performance in the 2025 election, his days of being forgotten started in the early 2020s. Sure, some of that may be due to Justin Trudeau moving so far to the political left in Canada that there was no place for Jagmeet Singh's NDP. But when Mark Carney took over and moved the federal Liberals to the space traditionally occupied by the federal Progressive Conservative Party, Jagmeet Singh was unable to step up and regain the political left. I mean, no one did. Political left was totally forgotten. Goodbye, Jagmeet. We hardly knew you.
Off. Stephen Carter, wrapping us up of our eulogies. Congratulations, folks. Beautiful eulogies.
Good work this year. Good work this year. You know why? Because we knew what we were doing this year.
Yes, it was helpful.
We like that.
Corey chose the improv route, and you can see how well it worked for him.
Okay.
Please see. Well done. The amount of preparation across the board. It's very not us.
Very not us. This whole episode is very not us.
I like
that's good. It's good. I think it's new for us. Now I'm going to have to start paying everybody because they're working so hard.
Okay, so that's why you're admitting that you weren't paying people.
No, I didn't have access to the bank account. I now have access to the bank account. It's a big step forward.
Took 9 months.
Holiday spectacular and business planning episode.
Yeah, also class warfare strategizing session. This is good. We're almost near our end, but sometimes there are surprises. So especially, Carter, surprises on flight when there's a birth, when there's a child, when there is a birth to be had on an airplane. Have you ever been witness to a birth on an airplane, Stephen Carter?
No, I haven't. I've been witness to births, but not to one on an airplane.
This is the Flair Airlines rebirth of the year, the in-flight rebirth of the year. I'm going to give you 4 things to choose from that are back in Canadian politics. They're gone for a while, but they have been rebirths, and you're going to tell me which one is the rebirth of the year. Your choices are pipelines, floor crossers, Western alienation / separatism, liberal racism, and conservative caucus freedom. These are your choices. Conservative caucus freedom, liberal racism, Western alienation / separation, pipelines, and floor crossers. These have all been rebirths this past year. Stephen Carter, what is your Flair Airlines in-flight rebirth of the year?
I think that it's got to be liberal racism. I mean, liberal racism has really taken a step forward here as Jamil Javani, whose name I just casually threw out.
It's the only guy you know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I threw that out. And there's a song. There's a song that kind of really typifies what liberal racism is all about. It's from Avenue Q, and it goes a little bit like this. Everyone's a little bit racist sometimes. Doesn't mean we go around committing hate crimes. Look around and you will find no one's really colorblind. Maybe it's a fact we should all should face. Everyone makes judgments based on race. Did you like that?
It was something. It was something. It was something, Stephen Carter.
Little Avenue Q coming at you, a little Broadway, little just off Broadway.
Shannon Phillips, any reaction? And then please tell me your rebirth of the year.
I think that was fantastic. I do not like musicals or the concept of breaking into the song in the middle of a story. But once a year, I'll take it from Carter. Once.
I'm going to do it every episode from now on.
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so popular that every episode I'm going to be doing it.
Dear listeners, that 30 skip button is there for a reason. All right. So floor crossers has got to be the rebirth of the year. An old parliamentary tradition that somehow we forgot about because of the aforementioned really, really strategically boneheaded move by Jagmeet Singh and the NDP to make common cause with a desperately unpopular third-term government. So we forgot about the concept of floor crossing. But as soon as that stupid agreement was gone, what happened? We got back to the business of being a parliament. And it has already undermined Mr. Poilievre's brittle leadership. This is fantastic. I want to see more of it. So much so that I hope somebody recreates Winston Churchill's famous quote, which is, what was it? Anyone can rat, but it takes a special genius to rat twice, because he, in fact, crossed the floor 2 times, there and back. And so this is a long-standing tradition. We elect individuals, not parties, not leaders. More of this, please. And I'm so glad to see it back.
Very nice, Shannon Phillips. Annalise, bring us home. Which one of these would you choose as our rebirth of the year?
I'm still focused on the visual of giving birth on an airplane, Zain. I don't know why. I did. I've written about it before when I was on the crime and breaking news desk. It did happen, and it was international news. Rebirth. I'm gonna also go with floor crossers. Was what I was gonna go with. Keeps things interesting and spicy and keeps politics fun. So let's have more of it in 2026.
Stephen Carter, no one chose separatism or pipelines. Does that surprise you?
I actually would have chosen pipelines as my second choice. Just proving how wrong Annalise and Shannon
Sing
are.
about it, okay. Carter. Sing about it.
Everybody needs a pipeline. Everybody needs some gas. Everybody's pipeline goes across BC for fun. I don't know. I don't know.
It's off the top of your head.
Because song is just in me. It's just in me. And Shannon, every episode from now on, I'm breaking out into song.
Nope. Let's move it on to our final descent, our lightning round on this Flair Airlines Holiday Spectacular. Better late than never. Holiday Spectacular. 4 questions I'm going to ask you guys.
I feel like I should jump in and say that Flair Airlines isn't really our sponsor.
No, you shouldn't do that. That's what Corey's there for. That's what Corey's there for. Yeah. And he's not here. He died. I don't know if you guys sent him off very nicely.
Yeah, I sensed that. Okay,
I got biggest surprise of 2025 across the board, lightning round. Annalise, do you want to give us your biggest surprise of 2025?
I will. Corey Hogan is an MP. Honestly, a year ago, on January 8th, 2025, if we were doing an episode and we had said Corey Hogan is going to be an MP, asterisk, who will announce that he's running on April Fool's Day, everyone would have thought you were ridiculous and it was a joke. And look at him now. He's an MP. He's a parliamentary secretary.
Parliamentary secretary.
He's not on the podcast. He's gotten some cakes. I think that was a big surprise that was not predicted or expected a year ago.
I like it. Locked and loaded, Annalise was. Shannon, your biggest surprise of 2025 in Canadian politics.
I'm sorry to the listeners to take this in a nerdy and substantive direction, but the fact that NAFTA CUSMA is still there at all, if only sort of symbolically, is a massive surprise, because as soon as Trump was elected, and in the run-up to Inauguration Day, he was beating the drum that about Canada and about ripping up this very unfair trade deal that he himself negotiated. And so I think the fact that we are still living under the if not the actual reality, but at least the fumes of CUSMA is a huge surprise. I would have thought that he would have somehow found a way to rip it up already.
Carter, biggest surprise of 2025.
The United States still exists. The fact that we haven't had civil war, we're getting so close. There's so many different pieces. So I'm going to go with the United States simply existing.
My next question here is the biggest disappointment of 2025. Not the biggest loser, to be clear, but the biggest disappointment. I want to make sure that I'm clear. Now, that could be the same as your answer for biggest loser, which is coming up as his biggest winner. Shannon, you want to take a crack at your biggest disappointment of thy calendar year 2025?
The Ontario federal NDP longtime seats that lost their seat. I would have thought that they would have been able to, because they were well-established, well-liked incumbents. We're talking Hamilton, Windsor, London. And they all not just lost, but lost to Conservatives. That historic collapse of the federal NDP vote in Southern Ontario, where there's a lot of steelworkers and Unifor unionized jobs, is catastrophic for the industrial labor base of the party. And I think it's historic.
Annalise, your biggest disappointment of 2025?
Biggest disappointment. I might just go closer to home, like how boring the municipal elections were in Calgary and Edmonton. Voter turnout was one thing, but they were just boring. They were boring and boring and boring. And
Hurtful.
That's disappointing. And Carter played a big role in that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I did.
Thank
Carter,
you very much.
Your biggest disappointment of 2025?
Danielle Smith. Just in general, she just disappoints me. She disappoints me every time she opens her mouth.
Stephen Carter, your biggest loser of 2025?
My biggest loser of 2025. Geez, that's a tough one.
Is this unanimous? Is this the one where we go unanimous across the board? I thought we would.
Really?
Yeah.
Jagmeet Singh?
Sure. That's what your choice is.
Pierre Poilievre?
I think that would be my choice. Annalise?
Pierre Poilievre certainly lost more by winning so many votes and by being so close. He to me, is the biggest loser.
Biggest
Annalise?
loser? Yeah, Poilievre.
Of 2025.
Poilievre. Calgary Party and Better Edmonton lost pretty spectacularly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's good
As
to have that
well.
on the record, too. Yeah, as we memorialize
So
this.
if you need something other than Poilievre, we could say those two.
Thank you.
Shannon Phillips, your biggest loser of 2025?
Well, Pierre Poilievre, but it was too much fun to watch for me, so I'm going to leave him aside and go with a sad thing that I believe is losing, which is public health care. We now have a situation where anything goes in terms of private delivery, private insurance, the whole ball of wax, private hospitals, all of it, and a federal government who is not going to lift a finger.
Very nice. Biggest winner of 2025? I feel like there's an obvious answer here. You could feel free to choose it, or you could feel free to sidestep it. Annalise, can I start with you? Your biggest political winner of 2025?
Mark Carney, again, at the episode that you guys did a year ago, which Shannon and I both listened, so we were familiar with the concept of a holiday spectacular.
You should be familiar with your constant and religious listening of the show. But since you weren't, yes.
Yeah, but it's just nuts how much things have changed in a year, and how much Poilievre lost and Carney got into the picture, and just how rapidly, you guys recorded before Trudeau had even stepped down. I think it was a few days later, and then it was just boom, 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 and here we are. So I'm going to go with Mark Carney, the obvious choice.
Stephen Carter, your biggest winner of 2025?
Everything that Annalise just said. There's no other person in my mind in Canadian politics who won as big as Mark Carney.
Shannon?
Well, again, I don't disagree, but I want to put another winner on the table, and that's the Canadian oil and gas sector. and the CEO class in general. They now have a seat at the table that they did not have before. They have a level of the Business Council, like the CEO class have an ear and a portal into government that they haven't had for many years. They got that back after the success of Mr. Carney, and now they have the bat phone into the Prime Minister's office, and that's a win for them.
Fantastic. We're going to leave it there. That is our show. We made it. Stephen Carter, we made it. Annalise, we made it. I'm pretty surprised we did it all.
Now we
under
just
an
have
hour.
to see if Haxam can produce this thing.
Who cares? Who cares about that? That's not my concern.
Because releasing it is actually a big part of it.
Oh no, releasing it is not part. Distribution is what I don't care about at all. Just recording it. That's just all I care about. We're gonna leave it there. That's a wrap on episode 1901, the Flair Airlines Better Late Than Never Holiday Spectacular. My name is Zain Velji. With me as always, Shannon Phillips, Annalise Klingbeil, and Stephen Carter. We shall see you next time.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
The strategist
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
I'd like to read from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 22, verse 10. Do not weep for the dead king, or mourn his loss. Rather, weep bitterly for him who is exiled, because he will never return nor see his native land again. We are gathered here today to pay respects to a host of strategy, cut down in his prime by the desire to spend most of his time on a plane or in a strange city far from the world he knows. But do not mourn, for there is no sadness in no longer having to try to get Zain to be available to record a podcast. Do not mourn, for there is no sadness in applying your craft rather than simply talking about your craft. Instead, celebrate, for this too will someday be marked by professional death and podcast resurrection. Celebrate, for at that time, many stories will be able to be told of strategy and politics. Whether those are tales of triumph or failure is of no matter. What matters is the effort and being able to leverage that into the view of those not in the know that your experience means you know what you are talking about. Thus is the eternal joy of politics. We will miss you, Stephen Carter. Have fun running the Manitoba PC campaign. Wait, really? He is? And they're okay with that?